St Bride Foundation was originally built around 1891. It was built as a teaching school for printers in Fleet Street, Farringdon and the surrounding areas. It's also one of the largest technical libraries and reference libraries on printing and allied trades.
The wonderful thing about the foundation is it's a supreme example of Victorian philanthropy. What amazes me is it was a holistic approach, because not only were we looking after the mind but the body as well. The foundation had the first London School of Printing, the St Bride Printing School, which eventually morphed into the London College of Communication. We taught printing, we have a superb technical library, but also in the cellar we have what we think the first public swimming pool in the City of London.
For many, many years, in actual fact, St Bride was a bit of a hidden gem of London. It has the most amazing global archives of print and allied trades, but unfortunately the doors were closed to an awful lot of people for many, many years.
What's unique about St Bride is it is the only place probably in the world that has such a huge selection and collection of books and materials, print-related artefacts, all under one roof. We have broadsides, we have printing equipment, we have books, we have pamphlets, we have trade catalogues, all of them gathering their strength and energy from being together under one place as a superb resource for any academic, any researcher looking into the history of printing.
It's important for us to reflect around the industry and what's actually happening and what change is taking place. To do that, it's often good to look at the past and actually see what's actually taken place.
It's my belief that there's something in this building for absolutely everybody. And over the last 4 or 5 years, I think I've probably shown several thousand people around. And I don't think there's one person who's left and hasn't been inspired in some way or found something that particularly motivates them. The building itself is a draw. It's a peculiar, quirky design, designed in 1891 and completed in 1894. We have 5 floors, 3 mezzanines, 16 staircases, 41 rooms and a swimming pool in the cellar. If you take all those rooms and think of all the different things when we have them, from pieces of print, pieces of technical material to equipment, right through to the modern day printing equipment, there is something here for everybody.
One of the other treasures that's held up in the archive, amongst the many, I have to say, there are around about 100,000 artefacts up here, so it's practically impossible to pick one or two. But one of the collections that is up in the archive in room 19 is the Griffin collection. It's their archives. There's 162 packages. Now the problem is only 3 of the packages have actually been opened. The issue remains that the string, the labelling and the packaging themselves now is also an area that needs to be conserved. So it's to actually discover yet more 162 more hidden treasures, you actually have to preserve and have the money to look after the packaging themselves. We have several trays here full of original gill drawings for many of the fonts. There's also the Cunard drawing. He was actually commissioned, I believe, to come up with the Cunard font, but at the end it wasn't accepted, and the Cunard font, which we have up here in the collection, actually went on to become the Jubilee font at the end of the day. William Blades actually died while the building was being built, and so the foundation were given permission to buy the library from his widow. So while the building was actually being constructed, they were able to take all of the measurements for his actual library from his home and build a room within the foundation as it was being constructed, the exact replica of his library. One of the pieces is a piece of papyrus from the Book of the Dead by Nekhtamun, dated 1400 BC. It's one of the rarest pieces that we have in the collection, and it's also printed on both sides of the papyrus, which again is something incredibly rare. The Kelmscott Chaucer, one of only 40 that exist in the world, made and bound in pigskin, white pigskin, with silver clasps, is also upstairs.
One of the aims of the foundation is to preserve the heritage of printing and all the associated crafts and techniques. Not only that, but we want to look to the future and make sure that future generations can look and see how things were done, how they were done properly, the correct techniques, and all the associated crafts associated with the trade.
What we've done here with St Bride Foundation is really our commitment to the print industry in two ways. First of all, to help St Bride preserve the heritage of print, because it's important for us. As a museum, as an area where there's a huge amount of wealth of history that's in the written word, that's in the books that are here at St Bride, it's important for us to actually allow people to continue to come and view that and actually have access to it in a way where we don't lose that heritage. And it's important for us to make sure that that doesn't ever happen.
We're not just stopping there, because printing is evolving, paper is not dead. And thanks to our partnership with Konica Minolta, we're looking forward to inspiring future generations to look at the future of print.